Alright, my name's Michael. I'm doing a review on the JG SIG 552. I bought this from Taiwan Gun about 7 or 8 months ago now, and it's served me very well indeed. Okay, so first off, we'll start with the stock. Okay, so I had a problem with this stock. It actually snapped. I fell over. Unfortunately, while I was running along, landed on the gun. Stock snapped off, so that's been glued back in place. It is a very sturdy stock. It was a sturdy stock before I snapped it. Now it's all glued back together. It is still quite sturdy. It is a foldable stock, so you'll see there's a button here. You press this and it'll fold round. I do have a dual mag in at the moment, so it won't close whilst that's in place. So there you see, stock is now folded. Okay, so there are several elements of this gun which are metal. Very little. So we've got the flash hider, which is metal. We've got the front iron sights, which flips up and down. We've got the rail on the top here, on the front of the handguard. It was actually attached on the side where these two holes were. I've taken this off. The reason I took this off is because I had some 45-degree iron sights on there. So obviously, when you're not using the scope, close range or whatever, you could use those. I'm not using those anymore, as you can see, they're not actually on the gun. I've taken those off, so I'm probably going to remove that. The rail, the upper rail, and also the lower rail for your grips or flashlights or whatever, both metal. The rear sights on the gun are also metal. So if you look here, the whole unit's metal. There's an adjuster here to adjust the sights, and also there's this pin here, twist to adjust that also. Right, okay, the pin for the release of the folding stock, that is also metal. And this piece of metal, this section right here, where the folding stock connects to, is also metal. So it uses a pistol style grip, which obviously the motor is inside there. There's two screws on the bottom, which release the motor, allow you access to the motor, sorry. There's quite a unique feature about this. There's not many guns I've seen this feature on. The trigger guard it actually moves. So let's say, for example, you're wearing some thick gloves in the winter. You don't want to have some really cold hands, or even people who use padded gloves, protected gloves, for getting shot in the fingers, which is also going to hurt in the winter. That's quite handy, and it does go both ways for lefty and righties, left-handed and right-handed people. The mag release right here is also metal, and that is quite firm. There's quite a strong spring inside there. The mags that come with this gun, you don't get a very good mag use with the gun. I mean, it's sturdy and everything, but it's only a 220 round mag. I prefer something a lot bigger. So this mag, like I said, we'll just pop it in there now. There we go, that is the mag in place now. Winds up on the bottom, standard mag, made by Jing Jong the mag. I did purchase a high cap mag, 370 rounds, exactly the same mag, winds up on the bottom, just slightly longer. It also has the clip-on feature, which allows a user to use this as a dual mag. So it just clips up on the top there. If I can get it on, sorry. There you go. So there you go, there's the dual mag feature. It's very useful for when you're in the field. I find it personally useful. By now you've probably noticed I'm missing the selector switch on the side of the gun. When the gun came to me, I bought it brand new. I'll show you on the other side. There's a small, just put it on safety. There's a small metal pin just here that secures the switch in place, and it was very, very loose even when purchasing the gun, so it's now fallen off the other side and I can't put it back on. The gun, it fires at around 340 FPS. Stock was about 360, comes with quite a strong spring from JG, like I say, almost 370 FPS, which is way above the limits that you're allowed in the UK, 350. Well, most sites in the UK is limited to 350 for an automatic rifle. I have downgraded, like I say, it's to about 340. It fires at around 700 rounds per minute, I did have that on my chrono, which I've dropped on the floor. Here it is. That was a recent test I've just done. The battery, obviously, the battery is running quite low. It's just under 700 there. I use a 8-volt battery. I think it's 8.4. It's located in the handguard. So to access the battery, there's a pin just here. Pop it from the other side, and that comes out. There you go. There's your pin. This is made of metal. Okay, so pop that to one side. Slide the lower section along. The top then comes off. Here comes your battery. Okay, so there's your battery there. Let me just spin the gun around so you can see this a bit better. Inside there are some channels, which is where the cable sits. So the battery, when you put the battery in, it sits quite flush. You know, it sits quite nicely in there without causing too much bother. Obviously, to put back together, you just put the upper back on, the upper part of the handrail. Do it like this, and then just pop your pin back in when you're done. Okay, the hop-up unit on this gun is located under the charging handle. As you can see in there it is, the wheel just here. You spin that round to adjust your hop-up. The barrel length in this gun is 247mm. I've purchased quite a long one. You know, I'm going to make some upgrades to this gun, which is why I'm doing a review now, before I make those upgrades, just to give you the idea of the stock gun. So the hop-up, which is located under the charging handle, it is actually a plastic hop-up unit. So a lot of people would recommend upgrading to a aluminium or a metal one. I've never had any issues with it, so I'm going to stick with it for now. Okay, the piston inside, I did have an issue with the piston. I don't know if anyone else has had the same issue with this gun, or a JG gearbox version 3, but the piston, the teeth on the piston, they were worn down very, very quickly by the teeth on the cogs, on the gear, sorry. So I've had to replace that. I've had to replace one with an iron tooth, the iron teeth. There's nothing else that isn't stock on this gun. And I would highly recommend this to anyone. I paid £105 for this. I paid about £7 for the additional mag. I do need to get some more of those, so I only have 2 mags at the moment. So we'll now go. I'll just show you actually a quick chrono test, just so you can see for yourselves. You know what it's actually firing at the moment. So here's the X Cortec or whatever it is chronograph, and we'll just do a quick test now. So there you go, 340 like I said, that's what I've got it down to at the moment. 314, sorry 341, I'm not going to do any more because they're bouncing all over the house. Right, okay, so that's been the review of the JG SIG. Sorry I didn't do any performance related videos today, actually, like shooting the gun itself. I will put some up in the future. Have a look on my channel, because there are some videos on there of me using the gun. They're not so serious accuracy tests or anything, you know, it's just a couple of daft shooting videos. I will perform, you know, I will put up some more videos about some different guns. There are a couple of other guns I do have access to at the moment. We'll be getting the WE 4.3 Desert Warrior in soon, so we'll possibly be doing a review on that. Obviously we've got the D-Boys RK12. We could do a review on that. You've just seen well, if you look on through my channel, you'll see there's now a review there on the Glock G17 made by WeTech, WE, whatever. So yeah, subscribe, like the video, do whatever. If you don't like the videos, then fuck off. I'm not asking you to watch them, you know what I mean? Yeah, so thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.